Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer here from Her Crown. You're so welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be gisting you guys about my loctician from hell. That's what I'm telling this story because this loctician was definitely from hell. But here's the thing, even in this story, guys, I still want to hear your opinion. Like I want to hear if I'm actually crazy or if the loctician, is the one that's crazy. So make sure you watch this video to the end. I want to hear your opinion about this story and I would like you guys to leave it down in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So if you've watched my previous videos about like installing my micrologs, I think it was the point where I answered your different questions about my micrologs journey. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to put it in the description box and in the comments so you can watch it out. But there was a point where some of you asked me where I got my loctician. And I basically said that I didn't use an official loctician. I just used a hairdresser with her girls that knew how to twist and knew how to start starter locks. So she's not specialized. She doesn't only do locks, but she can start locks for you, right? So that's who I used. And actually, I liked her service at the beginning. However, when she did my first retire, when she sent someone to do my first retire, I had doubts. I just felt like, what if these people are actually damaging your hair? Why don't you try to use an actual loctician that all they do is locks? Do you get? So I was like, okay, let me try out an actual loctician. Let me try out someone that is specialized because first of all, I need their opinion. I need to know if these people did the right thing, and I need to know if they actually locked my hair the right way or if they're causing issues. Especially when you've grown your hair for like a long time. Like guys, this is almost more than 6 years or about 6 years in the making now, like my hair growth. I didn't want like one silly mistake of not using the appropriate person to now cause issues for me. So I was like, okay, I need to find a loctician. And in the area where I live in, I didn't really know much people. I didn't really know salon apart from that one salon where they were doing my hair initially before starting my locks. So I was like, let me go on Instagram and see if I can find someone. So I found a couple of people here in Nigeria that did micro locks, or here in Lagos that did micro locks and that did sister locks. I narrowed it down to 3 people and I sent them a message. So there was this one lady, the person I actually ended up using for my locks that was closer to me than the rest because I live really far, even though I'm in Lagos. So I was like, okay, let me try and use her. Let me even see what she has to say. So I contacted her and she was like, okay, this price, guys, I'm not going to be naming specific amounts, but I'm going to be giving you guys a clear idea and a clear picture of what happened. Okay. So I told her, okay, so how much is your service? I have micro locks and I would like to retire my hair like in a week's time. And she was like, okay, this is the amount, right? For retiring your hair. I was like, okay, no problem, but I would like home service. She was not like, oh, home service is a different fee. I was like, okay, so how much if you're going to do home service for me? And she was like, oh, home service is this amount. To be honest, guys, let me just be totally honest. When I saw the amount, I was like, wow, this lady is actually nice. Like, this amount that she added to the previous amount is going to be just enough for her to transport herself to come and transport herself back. So I'm definitely going to be using her because first of all, she fits my budget. But apart from fitting my budget, I just felt like it was reasonable, right? So I agreed. I was like, okay, no problem. She now sent me a message that I would have to pay a deposit before she comes. I was like, okay, no problem. How much was the deposit? The deposit was like let's say 40% of the price that she told me. So I sent it over to her, and in a week's time, I called her. She located my place, and she came and she locked the hair. And I'm sure you guys have seen the video. If you haven't, again, I did a reel on the retightening. Although, like even on Instagram, I said I'm not going to be using her again for what she did. So you'll see that video also linked in the description. She wasn't too bad, to be honest. Although, like I still sort of got the inkling that she knows her work, but she's not well versed in her work. Like, what do I mean? If you have used a lot of Nigerian hairdressers, you know that a lot of them learned the skill without learning the science behind the skill. So they can do the work well on the face of it, but they don't really know why they are doing what they are doing, and they don't really know why if they don't do it this way, it will cause problems for you. Does that make sense? Let me give you an example. So they may know that, oh, you're meant to do 4-point rotation to retire your hair, right? But they may not know that the reason why they are doing it, or the reason why they're not putting the crochet hook or the lock hole in the same hole twice, is because it will create holes. So that's a problem I've had. Who else is with me? Like, I just have this problem where I feel like a lot of hairdressers are just skillful, but they don't know why they're doing what they are doing, which is also why sometimes they may ignore some important steps because they don't really know why they have to do it, and they don't even know what the consequence is going to be. So they just do anything, which is why, like, some people, like when I used to braid my hair, they'll be trimming your actual hair and trying to cut it off, quite annoying. Anyway, so that's what I noticed about her, that she knew how to retie well, but she, like, if I ask her some questions, she doesn't really know the answer. It's even me that is like putting her onto game on, like, okay, this is why you're doing what you're doing, and she's like, oh yeah, that's true. So, but that was cool to me. I was like, oh, so long as she's getting what I'm doing, and so long as she fits my budget, I'm fine. So this retire took almost 5 hours, which was kind of long too, but I was like, it's better than the other one that the retire took like 8 hours. When she was finally done, I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Thank you so much. I enjoyed your service, and I'm definitely going to be using you to be doing my retires every 6 weeks. And she even advised me that, oh, don't overdo retire so that you don't lose your edges. So that was a good advice, which is why I pushed my retire to like 8 weeks. When we were done with the whole thing, I was like, okay, thank you so much. Let me send you your balance. Your balance is so and so amount, right? And she looks at me weird and she's like, no, that's the balance for the locks, but this is the balance for the home service. I was like, sorry, I don't understand. She was like, yeah, she told me that the price of the home service is different from this. And I was like, yes, you told me that, and you told me that this is the price for the home service. So obviously, I've paid 40%. Let me pay the remaining 60%. She was like, no, that first price she told me that I am to join it to the second price. Do you understand? So let me just throw out numbers. These are not the specific numbers. But imagine if she says, like, okay, to retire the hair, for example. I'm not giving you guys specific numbers because I don't want you people to be too, do you understand? But I want to give you an overview. Let's say she said that the retire was 20,000, right? And I said, okay, but I'm doing home service. How much is home service? And maybe she was like, oh, the home service is 27,000. I'm like, okay, no problem. Then I now spent 40% of that 27,000, right? And then now you're telling me that no, you're meant to pay that 20,000 and that 27,000 naira together. I was so pained. Like, I was like, I don't understand. That's not what you said. I even brought out our chat, and like what you said was like, oh, the price of the retire of the home service money is different. And I said, okay, so what's the price of the home service money? How much do I have to pay? And you're telling me, oh, is this amount? And then I pay 40% of that amount, and you're telling me, no, you're meant to pay the full amount I asked you to pay first, and then the home service amount. I'm like, okay, why did you break it down? Why didn't you not tell me that, oh, the home service amount is now, in the example I use, is now 47,000, so that I will clearly tell you that that doesn't fit my budget. In fact, you even told me, oh, you pay, so and so amount. You didn't even tell me that, and this is the balance you pay me later. Were you trying to deceive me? Were you trying to, you know, misrepresent me so that I'll fall for the service? Because the truth is that I'm going to tell you truly and plainly, and I think this applies for most people. Most people will not pay more money for delivery or home service than they will pay for the actual service. I can't justify that financially. I'm not going to pay more money, let's say you're ordering something from Konga, Jumia, or from Amazon. I don't think anybody is going to be trying to buy something of 1,000 naira and pay 7,000 naira for delivery fee. Except that thing is like, it's really important that you really need to get it. But most people they're going to try and find that service with like reduced delivery cost. Do you understand? So I was like, there is no way you'd have told me that I am paying more for home service than I'm paying for the service, and I will book you. It's not possible. Anyway, actually, let me just tell you the truth. I couldn't process. I was just so stunned in that moment that I just paid out the amount. Thankfully, I had it in my account too. Because if I now have it in my account, that would have been a different story. And then when she left, I now really looked at the chat and said that, wait, this girl treats me. Like, she broke it down in such a way that, and didn't send me the total. So this is your total fee for me to know that, okay, yes, you can do it, or yes, you can't do it. And I just felt so tricked. I felt so hurt that I actually texted her because she took my pictures. I texted her, I was like, I believe you tricked me. I am very pained by the fact you tricked me. The reason why I paid you the full amount, even after you tricked me, is because I didn't even process it. I just kind of wanted it to be over, the whole bad situation to be over. And if I had thought it through, two of us would have shared that cost. Because next time, as a business owner, if you know that this is the total amount that you should pay for the service, you will say that so that the person can know if they can book you or not. But you broke it down in a cunning way, in such a way that you wanted me to be deceived. Because that's how I feel. Either you wanted me to be deceived or you are a very bad communicator. I sent the screenshot of these messages to my sister. I sent to my husband. I sent it to who cared to know, like about three people, and they were like, "Nah, nah, this is rubbish. Who does this?" She said the amount for the home service is this, and now she's telling you to pay the initial amount she posted and this amount. Why didn't she tell you that this is the complete amount that you're now paying? So now you booked her under false representation. I was so pained. I told her that, see, sorry, I'm so pained and I don't, she was like, sorry, maybe you didn't understand me. That's all she could say. And I said, then you can tell me sorry, maybe you didn't understand me now because I've paid you your full amount. So you have nothing to lose. The only thing that you've lost is a new customer that was ready to book you for as long as you were available to be booked. But it's okay, it's fine. So that's what happened. Like, well, I was really pained because it wasn't in my budget. That was too much for me to spend for a retie. And it's like at the end of the day, yes, as a loctician, you can charge any amount, but when you state your price, the people that can pay you would book you, right? And then the people that can't pay you would look for those that are within their budget. And I think it's that simple because whenever I see like their bus rates, I see people that are charging $200 for a retail. I see other people that are charging $130. So obviously they have different markets that they're trying to appeal to. And me, I know my own budget and I know. So it was really painful to me. I had to tell her that, sorry, I can't book you anymore, you know, and please don't use my pictures because I am now no longer satisfied with the service because a part of the service was the fact that it fell under my budget. So please do not post my pictures anywhere because if you post my picture anywhere, I'm going to tell them that you duped me. So let's just avoid that saga on it. And I'm going to keep reporting you on Instagram because you can't be using my picture to try and get more clients. Meanwhile, me that you're trying to get more clients using like, oh, this is your portfolio, this is what you've done, I'm not satisfied with your service, and all. And I didn't even wait for her to reply. I just blocked her. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you feel me. I hope you really do. And I hope you are not seeing me like, oh, you're the bad guy. It's not that deep. It was really deep to me because it really took so much money from me that I was not expecting to spend. But just genuinely and respectfully, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know how I should have handled it or how you think the loctician should have handled it. And yeah, so right now I'm just like shuffling. I've gotten a few numbers from people, and I've gotten people that honestly, the amount I paid for that retire, even without knowing that the girl was about to, dupe me in quotes, like the price I've been getting, like now that I have gone into the market, like I'm no longer looking at Instagram. I am actually going to shops and finding actual opticians. It's like three times less than the amount I was going to pay initially just because I found this person on Instagram. Just for the person to now add bump up money for home service, it was just a lot. Like it was just a lot. And now, so I'm doing better research and I'm going to let you guys know how I'm doing and how I'm able to find like a good loctician that would fit my budget and I can actually recommend. So that's basically the story. Let me know what you think about the story in the comment section below. Let's continue the conversation. And yes, guys, please subscribe to this channel so that you can follow my micrologs journey. And I would definitely see you in my next one. Thank you so much. I'll see you. Bye. Mwah.